Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Voices Radio with your host, Oscar G. I am Oscar G. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Yes, it's been a long time. It's been a while. It's been a long, long road and ups and downs and this and that. And, man, I could have probably like a year's worth of show to just explain of my going-ons in my life, in and out, and the whole 9 yards. But, anywho, we'll get there slowly but surely. This morning I got up and feeling better after the little bike spill that I had, motorcycle spill. And, hold on one second, this one thing is bothering me, so let's just put that up there. Because, you don't want to block all this. You know what I mean? It's not a good idea. But anyway, I got inspired this morning because of, if you hear this squeaking, that's my chair, because I have this nervous tick when I bounce my knees, so it kind of like hits the chair. I mean, the chair makes squeak. Anyway, this morning I got up, I felt inspired. I said, Oscar, Oscar G, it's time to start doing something and stop making excuses about stuff. And I got up this morning. I woke up my daughter, and she's a little bit overweight. Actually, a lot overweight, but that's okay, because she's my chubs, and I love her. And I said, it's time to start getting healthier. Because this thing with, all this stuff going on in my life, it's getting a little bit out of hand now. I had the heart attack on May 23rd. I had the blood clogged on sometime in the end of July. And I had the motorcycle accident 2 weeks ago. Which it wasn't really an accident. I just kind of dumped the bike because I avoided hitting a couple of the bikers, including my friend, and kind of like messed up my hip for a little bit. But gladly, nothing is wrong with my hip. But since I'm in a bunch of painkillers, not painkillers, blood thinners. I wish I was on painkillers, but that's another story. Blood thinners, it created a bruise that it's like the fucking size of Chicago. It's humongous. I'm like, it started out like this big, and then it just grew. I mean, it's from my lower knee, my lower right knee, all the way up to like the middle of my back. It's disgusting. It's gross. It's horrendous. But it's going away, gladly, and gladly it didn't coagulate, if that's a good word, clots in my system, because it was pretty bad. I mean, even though I'm on blood thinners, it kind of, when you're on blood thinners, man, you can't even get a paper cut. That alone right there probably cost you to bleed to death. And anyway, so I woke up this morning and grabbed my daughter, and we started walking with the dogs. It's a good 20-minute walk around the neighborhood, plus my lab is, what year is it? He's 9, he's going to be 10 next year, and he's like 135 pounds. So he's like lazy, like the rest of us. So I figure we start walking, trying to do something, because this is getting out of hand. The being unhealthy, almost dying 3 times this year. Feels like I got the Grim Reaper like looming above me. My daughter's weight getting out of control. I mean, it just gets to a point that you're like, enough is enough. And stop blaming everybody else for my faults, and actually start taking responsibility for my actions, myself, which I really do, except for the fitness part of it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not really a fit guy. I don't like fitness. I don't like getting up in the morning to go jogging. I'm not that type. You know, I have a little bit overweight. I want to say about 50 pounds. I like to lose 50 pounds, and that's my goal. Right now, I'm about 200 and, I don't know, 50 something, maybe 200, maybe almost 60. I don't know. But, you know, it's not that I'm fat. Look. See the bruises? Look at this bruises. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it's just unbelievable. And it goes all the way down my leg. Now that I showed you my sexy body and turned everybody off. Yeah, I need to change some stuff in my life. I need to start producing some more stuff in my life. Everything that I do maybe is at 90%. And I shouldn't do that. I should do 100% of everything that I do, but I don't. There's reasons why. Why, made you ask? Well, it's because I'm afraid of the outcome. I'm afraid of being successful. I'm afraid of all that. I would love to have all that. I would love to be a successful comedian. That's why I make myself look like an idiot on Facebook, and people laugh at me. That's why I wear this stupid hat, but I like it. That's why I play in a band, and that's why I do a lot of things. But I don't do a lot of things to the fullest extent for that reason, and for that reason alone is because I am afraid of being successful. Because after you're successful, it's a stressful job to stay there. And to try to stay to the top is very hard. It's very hard for me. It's very hard for a lot of people. And through the years, I let a lot of people down. And I'll probably keep letting more people down. But the thing is, I'm trying to change all that and probably having, in reality, a second chance of life, as they may say. I'm going to start changing all that. Woke up this morning, looked at my Facebook feed, looked at a few videos, put up some, you know, anti-Hillary things, because we'll get in that either in another show or later on, because all I'm doing is an hour. So there's a lot to talk about there. But right now, I want to concentrate on me, the show, the other shows, my band, my movie thing, just everything that I want to accomplish. I think I'm going to start doing, because my schedule is a little bit more flexible now. You know, I start working I go to work at 2. So I really have the mornings to do whatever I want to do. And to be honest with you, doing this is one of the things I want to do. The reason I do that is because I'm a very open person. And I like to let everybody into my life. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to it. I get to tell people on my Facebook, why do I put stuff that I put up? It's because I want to. You know, it's because the thing is, I'm not a private person. I've always, all my life, I've never kept really secrets, you know, and I like it like that, because it gives you a self of freedom. You know what I mean? You don't have to hide behind things that, you know, try to get you where you want to go. But anywho, like I said, this morning, I woke up with my kid. We went for a nice little walk with both of the dogs. Like I said, my dog is 10, so he's going to He's going to be 10 in February. So he's 135 pounds. So he's not going to last that long. So I figure if I walk with him, at least I could give him another year or so because, he's Buddy. He's even got his own. Page. If you go on my Facebook, you'll see Buddy the dog, or Buddy Dog, or just Facebook Buddy Dog. Is that the way it works? I don't even know anymore. The Facebook thing, I go on there, and half of the time I don't even know how to use it, because a lot of people use it for things to promote and this stuff, and which I do, but it does. I don't get it till its full potential. I think either Mark is cutting me off, or they want me to pay so that way I could get my stuff out there. But it is what it is. So anyway, I'm going through my Facebook feed this morning, and I'm going through some videos of police arresting people. And I got into this one video that kind of pissed me off. There was a guy getting arrested, and of course he was resisting. It was a white guy, white cops. Everybody's white, so nobody go crazy. It wasn't a racial thing. But he wouldn't put his hands behind his back. And I'm sitting there wondering, what the hell is this guy doing? He's got 3 cops on top of him, trying to get his hands behind his back. And all his buddy in the camera kept saying, why is he getting arrested? Why is he getting arrested? There's a purpose for somebody to get arrested. I mean, cops don't go out there. Okay, if they do, they could. All right, don't get me wrong. Not all cops are great. You know what I mean? There's some bad. But if a cop tells you, put your hands behind your back, put your hands behind your back, go to jail, and then figure everything out when you get there. It's not like the system is out to get people just to get people. It doesn't work that way. We have a justice system that works semi okay. Except if your last name is Clinton, then the system works all the time in your way. But like I tell my son, I don't care what reasoning the comp has. Okay? If the cop tells you to put your hands behind your back, you put your hands behind your back. And if the cop tells you you're going to be arrested, get arrested. Because that way, you get arrested, I'll come pick you up, and then we'll see after that what's happening. You know what I mean? Because I don't want you shot. I don't want you battered. You know what I mean? I don't want to pick up my kid at the morgue. But these people are stupid. They go and they start their spiel, whatever it is that they do, okay? And then you got their buddy there sitting with the camera up on the cops' faces, calling them scumbags, assholes. Your wife's getting screwed by this other guy. Your wife don't screw you anymore. I mean, really insulting things. And I'm sitting there thinking, when did that change? When did everybody decide to say, you know what? I'm not going to listen to authority anymore. I mean, I know I don't really associate with the outside world. I don't. I stay at home, I go to work, and I stay at home, and every now I go out on the bike with my buddies. I stay at home, but I have everything that I need here. I have a great setup here for my man cave, aka studio. I have everything that I need here. There's no reason for me to go out. And the main reasons I don't like to go out is because when I go out, I have to deal with idiots. Just simple. People are just not, I don't want to say smart. I want to say people just don't have common sense anymore. There's no common sense in this, I want to say country world, but, I haven't been anywhere else, so I'll say country. Common sense is not that hard to obtain. Common sense is just something that you look at it and then your mind processes and says, yeah, that'll work, or sometimes just people, and it gets you to that point that you become so irritated that you just give up on people. You give up on, not on life, but just on people. And my wife and my children make me really happy at home. So that's another reason why I don't like to go anywhere. For the exception of my 28-year-old daughter that just happened to move out this weekend, which I'm pretty happy about because she's been here for a few months. She calls me up and says, Daddy, can I stay over for the weekend? I'll be out by Monday. And that was months ago. And she was here. And she's one of those people that you ever have somebody that every time you look at, your blood pressure just rises. Well, for some reason, that's my daughter. I don't know why, but she's another one. She's a millennial. She just thinks like the world owes her something. She sits here and sits down on the couch and doesn't even acknowledge what's going on around her and just sits there and watches videos. That's all she does is watch videos. Not, let me progress. Let me try to get I've had my own place since I moved out of my house when I was 18. I've always had my own place. I had roommates, but the apartments or whatever, it was always in my name. So I've always had a place to live. And I don't understand how people can concept that. Her way of her concept is this. Okay, if I'm not there most of the time, why should I pay full rent? Because that's the way it works. How do you get that kind of thinking? Now, look, I didn't raise her. So if I did, she wouldn't be that way. Because if I raised her, I would have whooped her ass a long time ago and straightened her out. But, she's my daughter. I helped her out. I kicked her out. I needed to get her out because, you know what? It was tearing my family apart. And it was very unhealthy for me after having the heart attack and all the other health issues that I have to go on. And to see somebody sit there and just waste their life like that, it kind of like aggravated me. And then plus I was basically closed up to my side of the room because, we don't clash good. So I try to stay away from her. So it was kind of weird. But she's gone. And then her comments I try to, give her a hug before she left and apologize to her for yelling at her. But she came up to me and said, she gave me the hug and then she just like wished me off and said, you could just walk away on your high horse. And that right there just set me off. It set me off to the point that I was like, what? I was like, what high horse? I don't know about you people. And I don't know about anybody else. But I never get offended. But when you try to tell me that I think I'm better than anybody else, no, that's not the way it works. I never, ever thought that I'm better than anybody else because I always created everybody as an equal. I don't give a shit how much money you got. I don't give a shit how successful you are. I don't give a shit how poor you are. Nobody's better than anybody. And that's the way I've always ran my life, and that's the way I be. I'm convinced, absolutely, and I'm convinced that I got more common sense than probably 75% of the population, of course, because some people don't have, not some people, let's say, a lot of people don't have common sense, and you could agree or disagree with that with me, but this is one of the reasons I like to stay home. This is the reasons I don't go anywhere, because I have to deal with stupidity. And when people don't think and they act stupid, it's just mind-boggling. Okay, and I'm not saying smart, because you could be as intelligent and as book smart as you want to be, but lacking common sense, yeah, that's the stuff you don't learn. That's the stuff you're raised with, or either raised with, or it just grows in you. It's a very simple factor. Okay, it's just something that it's in your mind and you think it's wrong. Do I make a lot of bad mistakes? Oh, of course. I'm human. I'm not perfect. I never claim to be perfect. I make a lot of mistakes in my life. And getting married wasn't one of them. Getting married was probably one of the best things I ever done in my life, to the woman, Big Al, that some of you guys know when we do the Sunday night show, Voices at Night, which we haven't done in a while, because it's been, like I said, it's been a hell of a year. Between the computers breaking down, the broadcasting not coming out right, the settings not right. It's just one thing after another. When it comes to Voices at Night, I think that show is like cursed, because I try to get more people involved, which would have been a funny show, but it's hard to get everything going at once. When I sit here by myself, and I just turn the camera on, everything seems to work for some odd reason. But I'm still not giving up on the shows. I'm still not giving up on Voices at Night. I'm going to get everybody together again. And actually, this Voices Radio is probably about 7 years old, and I haven't done it in so many years because, for one, I haven't had time, because my schedule is either change or whatnot. If I work in the morning, I can't do anything in the morning. If I try to do it very early in the morning, I'm rushed. So it's just not. It wasn't worth it, and like I said, I didn't have the time. I could just broadcast anytime, but I don't like the concept of changing times, especially when you have a live show. Even though this is going to be recorded and it's going to be on my YouTube channel, tvbntv.com, or tvbn TV on YouTube. The .com is coming, but then again, I have to build websites, and that's kind of rough, because for one, I don't know how, and for two, I'm just starting to learn. I got myself a Mac, and I got all the good stuff in there so I can start producing stuff. But I can't, because I still have to learn, and that takes time. And sometimes I don't have the time, like I was saying before. But like, my schedule is a little bit different now. I don't have to go to work till 2. I just dropped off my daughter at 8:30. And I figure from 9 to 10 o'clock I could do the show. And then after that, I could hit the gym. And then after that, I could come home and get ready for go to work, instead of just laying around and feeling sorry for myself and how everything's going. But I'm going to put my big boy panties up, and just try to enjoy the rest of the life that I have, which I don't know how long I have, especially with a bad heart. I had my heart attack was a massive heart attack. I should have been dead. I had 100% blockage on the left side of my heart for about 2 hours. They put 2 stents in, So my heart was damaged to the point that I only working with 40% of it, and I'm taking a bunch of medication to keep me alive. One of the things I hated to do was take medication. I hate taking pills. That's why I don't take pills for my back. I got scoliosis and a herniated disc for many, 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 many years. I've been in pain for many, many, many years. And I don't want to go on painkillers because they hide things that you should be aware about. And an old man told me a very long time ago that once you start taking pills, you die. And unfortunately, I'm taking my pills. And unfortunately, I'm not going to live to 100. I'll probably live another 10, 15 years, hopefully 20. And I can enjoy growing up with my kids and try to develop these shows before the end comes. And probably at the end, leave something for somebody. Leave something for anybody to see who Oscar G was. This show is dedicated on basically talk. I'll throw some songs in, which I'm about to do in a minute. But it's developed because I have a lot to say. And keeping it to myself is not good. And I'm not going to sit there and waste $90 an hour on a shrink for them to listen to what I have to say. I have very strong opinions about everything, and there's reasons for that. I'm not a believer of religion or gods. I believe when you die, you just sleep without dreaming. And you don't know you're dead. You're just sleeping. A lot of people may contradict that, but that's okay. Hey, whatever makes you happy. I'm not going to tell you that you're wrong. I'm not going to say that I'm wrong. I'm not going to say that you're right. I'm going to say that I'm right. You could be right. I hope you're right. You know, I would love to go, when I die, I'd love to go see my mom and my dad again. It'd be great. Is it going to happen? I doubt it. But it'd be great. But we'll get into all that as future shows go on. This is the beta show. This is the first show. So we'll call this show number 1 for Voices Radio. Everything that I do is voices. My band is called Voices. My production company is TVBN, the Voices Broadcasting Network. But all this stuff takes money. And money that I don't have. Time is manageable now. I can manage my time a little better, and I could free up at least an hour to create something. And this is the hour. So with further ado, let's get into some music. How's that sound? All right. I miss those guys. I miss the 80s, too. I miss the 80s so bad. Oh, you don't even know. Time was more simpler back then. It was so easy. You know, you got up, you went to school, you were bad, your parents whipped your ass, and you lived the next day. You know, growing up now, I feel sorry for like my kids for growing up now the way they are. They will never know. They will never ever know how it was before computers. That's why, like, the older generation that grew up in the 40s and 50s, they grew up at the best times, especially the 40s and the 50s, you know, because you had your imagination. You didn't have all these bullshit devices that just take you away from everything. You know, enjoy life, man. Enjoy what's out there. Stop looking at the little boxes. These little boxes are just designed to keep you away from everything. You know, am I going to be a conspiracy theorist and tell you that, you know, the government is making computers and phones? No, I'm not going to tell you that. But it is designed to make you lazy. Like this other gadget, what they have, like it's the Siri, or it's not the Siri, it's the Alexa, whatever, the Amazon thing that, you know, you tell them to turn this water sprinklers on, you tell them to turn this light on, you tell them to do this, you tell them to do. That's just, you're just plain lazy. That's what it is. You're just freaking plain lazy. The people that put these ear things on the things, you know, the phone things, and I can see if you're driving, you know what I mean? That's one thing. But if you're sitting in a restaurant or you're at home, you don't need this thing. You don't need this thing in your ear. I mean, for what? You're just lazy. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone like a normal human being. You know, us, we as a society, we're just getting lazier, and lazier. And, you know, I miss a lot of things because I'm a homebody. I'm a homebody because I love to be at home. But things have to change. You know, they just can't stay the same, because if they stay the same, I'm going to wind up dying and not enjoying the fruits of what life is really all about. Like going fishing with the kids, which we bought fishing poles. Going golfing with my son. Riding my bike with my buddies. Spend some time with the wife. Try to take the wife to a honeymoon that we never had. You know, all these things. Trying to convince the wife for me to get a girlfriend. That's another story too. I've been trying that, but it's not working the way I wanted it to. I'm like, look, you let me get a girlfriend, and that way it eliminates one of your jobs. I don't see what the problem is, but that's another show. This thing squeaks so much. Look, it's like a porno. That's not the way our bed squeaks, by the way. Our bed don't squeak. When you're married, you don't have sex. You just, good night. Yep. Good night. Oh, the single life. The single life is great, but it sucks too at the same time. You can't have both the good worlds, or both of best worlds. That's the way I want to be. Because I was single for a very long time, and the only thing on my mind every time I got up in the morning is, who am I laying today? And that's why my whole life passed before me, because of that. Because of the putang, the Pussy, the vagina. The vagina controls everything. I don't care what kind of guy you are. You could be all toughy, huffy. Oh, that doesn't happen to me. Yeah. Bullshit. The putang rules the world, and it always will. For the exception of Hillary, of course. Because that woman is like the worst candidate to even be considered to be president. Oh my God. If you just, like I said, this is the common sense that I was talking about. Look at all the crap that she's done. Deleted emails, bleach her hard drives, smash devices with a hammer. I mean, right there, it tells you guilty. I mean, and half of you people want to vote for this woman. I'd rather see Sarah Palin become president than this woman. All the crap that's on her, and she's like what's his name, Gotti. She's like the Teflon Hillary. Nothing sticks to this woman. And then when everything comes down, you guys will be like, oh, we didn't know. We're telling you. Everybody's telling you. It's not a secret. All you care is what Trump did 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago. Who felt up women. If these women were that much offended about what Donald Trump did, they would have sued him a long time ago. Why would it come out now? It's this Gloria Allred lady. She is like the worst, because she brings woman to a real bad name, and just for her popularity. And she'll sit there with her makeup and whatever sign she wants to hold up, saying this and that. These women just coming out. Who cares? Of course, no. It's no big secret that the fucking Donald Trump was a womanizer. You know, he was married to his first wife. He cheated on her and then married his mistress, and then cheated on his mistress and married his other mistress. It's not a secret. You know, especially when you're a multimillionaire. When you're a multimillionaire, everybody has a price. Oh, he grabbed my pussy. Who cares? I could care less what he did. Bill Clinton did worse things in the White House. Used Monica Lewinsky's pussy as a cigar holder, and all this other stuff that the guy's done while he was president. But you're going to let his wife run now, and she's going to put him in somewhere. I don't get it. I mean, it's not the Republican Democrat thing, because I'm either. I'm not even an independent. I'm not any one of you guys, because I believe labeling your affiliation to whatever you do is wrong. You know, because there's these you Democrats and you Republicans, some of you hardcore people, you don't even like that person because of their affiliation to whatever damn, the words that I'm trying to use here, your political affiliation is. My mother-in-law, I don't know, she's a Democrat, I think. Yeah, she's all in a Democrat, and she despised Republicans. For what reason? You know, I don't understand. I don't understand this concept. You know, if the way you are, you know, and you're chastised because you switch from one thing to another. Who cares? Do something. Stop being the problem and start being the solution. Get off your ass and do something. As I'm telling you this, I'm telling myself this, because I need to tell myself the same thing. Get off your ass and start doing something. That's why today I decided to, you know, go on the air. Let's see what happens. Let's see what's pumping. As a pop just went by. Oh, that's funny. Good timing on that one. I don't know. This Mac that I got, it always pops this thing. It's like an error trying to install something. I don't know. I bought it cheap, so it doesn't bother me. I'm one of those guys that, you know, at this point, I could care less. I just want to stay alive. I want to stay alive for a very long time. I'm one of those people that I actually like life. I like waking up in the morning. I like looking at the sunrise. I love mornings. I'm a morning guy. As my wife walks in. Hi, baby. As she leaves. And I enjoy it. I enjoy, especially the weather now. In Florida, it's very hard to get up and go outside and sweat. You know, because that's all you do is you sweat. And I know sweating is part of the exercise thing, but I like to start off just as a nice, cool morning. You know, this morning was like early 60s. Yeah, nice and chill. Walked the dogs with the daughter. It felt good, you know. 20-minute walk. I think we gauged it at a mile. A little bit under a mile. But after this, I want to try to hit the gym and get a little bit more fit and get a little more things going. I'm going to go on Craigslist and get some people to help me out on some stuff that I want to get done. My movie Casual Encounters, I want to get that thing done so bad, man. I have it in my head. It's there, but I try writing it, and I am a lousy writer. I need professional help. Not that kind of professional help, but a real writer's professional help. because if I could get that, I know I can have a very successful movie. I can. This movie, the plot is intense, and it's original because there's no originality anymore. By the way, I got 8 minutes to go, and I'm not even gonna go on that one. I'll probably go on that tomorrow. Somebody remind me. But there is no direction where these conversations go. That's why I like doing the voices radio by myself, because my mind goes in a million directions and it just doesn't stop, dude. It just does not stop. I just put it in my head. I create, but it just goes in the back. Everything's in the back burner. And it kind of sucks to a point because, you know, you want to do it and it just keeps going back. And then you see all these other people come up with the dumbest things, unoriginal, or try to remake really good movies like the new Ghostbusters. Oh my God. What a piece of crap movie. I can't believe they said, oh, this is good, after watching the originals. This weekend was a good weekend, though. This weekend they had Ferris Bueller's Day Off. They had Revenge of the Nerds. They had Trains, Planes, and Automobiles. They had Dirty Dancing. So they had a pretty good selection of movies this weekend, which they are as funny as ever. You know what I mean? You sit there and you just laugh. You just laugh your ass off and then you sit there and then you start thinking about where you were at when you were watching this movie. Where what part of life you were at. In my teenage years, that was a happy moment in my life because I had both parents. I was a single child, even though I had 4 sisters, 2 brothers. But they didn't live with us. They lived in Peru. But I was raised by my parents. And I was very fortunate to be raised by my parents. My mom was an angel. She never did anything wrong. She never smoked, never drank. And she died at 48 at a heart attack. Same thing that almost took me. My dad, I say, he was a real nice guy, but he was a major asshole. Basically like me. He was a good guy. I mean, if you know, he drank, he smoked, he was your typical like dude, you know. He messed around with my mom a lot, and he got caught a lot. So he got beat up a lot. Just talking about it, I just reminds me of the days that, you know, when he used to come home at 4 a.m. and my mom used to just beat the crap out of him. But, you know, the man, it wasn't his time to be married. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll never know because they're both dead, but we'll never know how they both hooked up. Never know why they hooked up or how everything came about. I think I was born before they got married. So, I don't know. But I'm glad to have both of those parents because both of their traits I have. I'm an emotional wreck like my mom, and I'm tough as nails like my dad. And I think that's a good quality. But we'll talk more about that in future shows and actually what I'm doing with their cremations and my cremations when it comes to it. But we're coming up to the end of the show, folks. Like I said, I don't like dragging it out because if I drag it out, it's going to go on to past the hour, and then I won't have anything to talk to you tomorrow. But I'm glad you guys tuned in. And like I said, it's going to be recorded, so it's going to go on my YouTube channel, TVBN TV. And I hope you guys enjoy it and checking in tomorrow. Thank you very much. Love you. Love, peace, and hair grease.